They could never get a test to validate any of it. And then finally, I passed out in a customer's lobby and got taken to the ER. And finally, the correct doctor who cared enough to look was able to find, well, I have to tell you, we found...
What transformed in you physically?
Almost everything. I mean, there's millions of studies on gratitude where if you are in a grateful mindset, you cannot have a negative thought or a negative energy in your body. Failure. I mean, that's my whole thing. Embrace the pain. Yeah. I look forward to failing because what am I going to learn from it this time?
How exciting. Hey guys, welcome to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Great to see you again this morning. Thanks for tuning in here. I got my great friend here, Scott Martin. Welcome to the Two Thumbs Up podcast, brother.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me. We talked about this a little bit, and I'm glad we made it work finally.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you and I sort of ran how many years has it been, man?
Well, it has been since 2015, so we are 10 years.
Yeah. And it's kind of, how did I even... So, Lehigh CrossFit.
Yep.
Right? I always want to call it CrossFit Lehigh, but Lehigh CrossFit over here in Lehigh, right? Danny Brand, good old Danny. And you were in there. Tell us what you were doing over there.
So I was in there helping Danny. I was kind of the lead coach at that time when you would come in and helping with the programming and really just kind of getting all the coaches. I taught all the morning classes and some of the specialty classes, and I was full in it. I mean, trying to be a regional athlete, trying to run a business and trying to coach all at the same time. And yeah, it was good times. And I wanted out of my day job. I was tired of it. And you and me started talking and, hey, let's give this marketing thing a whirl.
So I opened a little, let's see, when did we open the little PT clinic in there?
It would have been about 6 months after we met.
You had
maybe 9 months
Dr.
after.
Casey came in, he ran it for, remember him?
Yep. And then we had Lucas. Lucas came down, and then also Joyner came down for a minute.
Yeah, that's right. Dr.
Briefly.
Joyner, good old guys. And what was it back then? I mean, I met you through CrossFit, and what was it about CrossFit that sort of inspired you? Let's back up in time here a little bit, because you've told me, I know a little bit about you and your history and your story, but you ended up in the CrossFit world. Pre-CrossFit, what did your world look like? What did you...
Well, pre-CrossFit, I was a alcoholic. I was 345-ish pounds, over 50% body fat. Mm-hmm. I broke my back in 3 places, and the doctor said I would probably never walk normal or ever exercise again when that happened, and that was kind of a turning point of it's time to change things.
And so as you shifted,
yeah.
shifted some things, right? So good on you for that. What led up to the 345?
Just bad habits. I mean, now looking back, doing a lot of therapy work and stuff over really the last 24 months has opened up a lot of childhood trauma that I had put away, a lot of issues that I had suppressed, things I never worked with or worked on. And so I suppressed it all with addictions. I mean, I bounced around from pretty much every substance you can think of, and then gambling and pornography on top of it, and all those things just compiled, and that was my life. I was just trying to be numb.
So you had some experiences when you were younger, that led to this sort of this cocooning of yourself, where you shrouded yourself in alcohol and all these things you described. And what was it? Did you injure your spine, break your spine before your emergence, the physical piece of you, where you started losing the weight, started taking care of your body?
Yeah, that was kind of the catalyst that says you gotta fix it. And the funny thing is I mean, I was a big guy, completely out of shape, trying to play church ball. And I thought I could still dunk the ball at 340 pounds. I came down with that much weight, compressed my spine, it hurt. But when I went home, I grabbed the doorknob to unlock it, and I literally collapsed on the porch and felt I couldn't get up. That was when everything shifted that right way. And
you started making different choices.
Yeah, I mean, I had at that point we had 3 young daughters and then 5 foster kids as well in the house.
Right. Yeah.
So I had 8 girls under the age of 15 in the house with me. And so I had to be better. I couldn't live like that anymore. I had to be there for them. So that was kind of the turning point of we need to make better decisions.
Yeah. And so you chose CrossFit as a tool, as a mechanism.
Yeah. And a big part of it was the community. Like I had the support of the people there.
You love those people.
That were just on it with me. They were on the journey with me and wanted me to succeed. And that was the biggest part of CrossFit that I liked at that time, was just the people there working together for the same goals.
You know, you talked about some of this, the childhood trauma, the experience you had when you were little. What is that about? When you know, for yourself, obviously, and for those you've experienced, what is it about those experiences, we'll call it that, growing up, where that sort of detach your identity from who you are? Meaning you create something other than who you are by those experiences.
Yeah.
What was it for you, would you say? What was
So what I've learned with all the schooling and different things I've done the last couple of years, my own therapy, is we have all these different parts inside of us that make up us as a whole. And we have our childhood, you know, my 8-year-old Scott, and I have my 16-year-old Scott, and then I have the manager. I mean, if anybody's seen Inside Out, it's really, when you break it down, it's very similar to that inside your brain. You have all these parts that make everything run, your emotion side, your anxiety side, all these things. And for me, when those traumatic experiences happened, that one part that wanted to keep me safe all the time just says, you know what, we are pushing this, we're going to file this in the back of the filing cabinet, and we're just going to just mark it as don't ever open. And so it started building new memories on top of that, and compiled all these memories. Some of them were false memories that I created myself not to remember. Some of them were integrated with real memories. As I've done a lot of this work and started going through some of those experiences in therapy, it's going back to that 6-year-old Scott and talking to him about what happened, and having walked through that whole experience, and then being okay and accepting that, okay, this happened to me. It wasn't okay, but I can't change it. What can I learn from it? And now that part now becomes part of me as I grow. And now it's made me who I am at my core all the time, because I'm now, all my parts are what's the word, symbiotic, working together to be me.
So as you say it, can I share with you what I experienced you saying?
Yeah.
So some events happened, and somehow that fragmented into all these pieces, puzzle pieces. And as you've done the work and shifted, you've created this symbiotic. You've put the pieces back together.
Yeah.
And you obviously, and it doesn't mean you're complete. It means to me, I see you painting this tapestry of your life. Mm-hmm. And so what is it about fragmentation, would you say, for you, that created that? It's interesting because this happens a lot, I've experienced, where people fragment, and then somehow our bodies take a lot of the brunt of the self-loathing, the disdain, the pain. What do you suppose that's about?
Well,
do you get my question?
I do.
Yeah.
So off the top of my head, I don't remember the author. There's a book called The Body Keeps Score. He's an amazing doctor. He has actually paved ways for a lot of different therapy modalities. But in that book, he talks about how every trauma is special to a certain part of your body, and special to a certain physical place, and then an emotional place. And your body keeps that score. It remembers exactly where that was and what happened. And so you keep all that tension and all that stress and everything in that part of your body. And then that part of your body becomes unhealthy because it's not functioning properly, because it's storing this bad energy.
And what does that create?
It creates chaos. inside of you, turmoil.
More fragmentation.
Yeah.
We can call it all of these things. There's all these diagnoses for things.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's disharmonic. It's out of tune. Yes, and as you have listened to your tune again, and doing that as you bring all these fragments together, what's been your result? What's it been like for you in your life?
Oh, it's a roller coaster is the easiest way to describe it. Mm-hmm. But you say the fragments, and I work on this exercise. I struggle with it every day, but I work on it, is looking in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I see the whole me. And then sometimes I see a broken mirror that has been glued back together.
Ooh, yeah.
And every day's different. Some days, like you say, it's whole. Some days it's broken. Some days it's way more broken. But that doesn't mean I'm actually broken. It means that I have all these scars that have turned into pieces that we have put back together. And that's the thing I always try to tell people. It's like, it doesn't matter if you've been through something hard. You're not broken. You're not. You're just at this pivotal moment where you have a choice.
In the scars, or there's this tiny Japanese art form, and I'm not going to remember the name of it, but it's where they take a teapot and it's broken in pieces, mm-hmm. and they bring it back together and infuse light through it, and it creates because they brought all these fragments together and infuse light, and then guess what shines through the cracks?
It's the light.
The light shines through the cracks, and so in that moment when you see those pieces that coming together, the scar lines, right? What emerges for you? What feelings do you have about that? All of those experiences.
I look back now and I am just grateful. Period.
That's my favorite word. I love the word gratitude.
Yeah. I am just grateful for every one of those experiences, good, bad, ugly, etc. Because I would not be the guy I am today without going through each of those.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, gratitude.
Yeah.
And in the moment you've experienced gratitude for those experiences, what transformed in you physically?
Almost everything. I mean, there's millions of studies on gratitude where if you are in a grateful mindset, you cannot have a negative thought or a negative energy in your body. And it is 100% true. If you are grateful and you start your day that way, all the positivity comes out. And really, you can achieve whatever you want when you have that grateful mindset. I mean, it's kind of goes into, we talked a little bit about my childhood in the past when I met you, but shortly after I met you, actually, when we were working together, I had one of my most traumatic experiences that I didn't even know it happened to me at the time. Because as soon as it happened, my body says, absolutely not. This never happened. We put it away. And it caused my divorce, from my wife at that time when I was working there. And I remember I called you and I'm like, what am I going to do?
I remember.
And we had conversations in the parking lot because I didn't know. But long story short, I was actually sexually assaulted. And my body says, no, none of that happened. And that was just the downfall really for almost the next 8 years of my life. It just tore it apart because I was carrying that with me and I didn't know I was.
Yeah. And what do you see now?
I see all of the good that's come from that awful experience. I had to go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You recently, you and I sort of got back. Well, you and I are always brothers, right? But it's like I have a lot of friends this way, where we see each other every day. Scott, obviously Scott actually did our marketing for a number of years, and we see each other every day. And then, I could tell you about my buddy Austin, who I called yesterday. I don't see him much, and we don't talk much. But it's like each of us goes off on this journey, and then we come home.
And you pick up right where you left off.
Right, boom. Yeah. It's the greatest. It's like, I call it the divine brotherhood. I love that. And it's like we don't get together and, sit around. But when we come together, we sit around the fire like this.
Yeah.
And we have these conversations, and we have, it's like, tell me, what's been, Scotty? I call Scott Scotty. Scotty, what's been your journey? And recently you came, I don't know, maybe it's a couple years, I don't even know, man. Time is so silly. You had something come up in your life that really was grounding, I would say. Meaning it's like, hey, real is hitting here. Yeah. And you told me about it. You open to sharing that with us?
Yeah. I mean, so like I just said, that moment back in 2017 that happened really was a catalyst for my life, just hitting the lowest point it ever did. Ended up getting divorced, bankruptcy, lost everything, lost my business, all of that. Had to rebuild my life. Like it was just in shambles. At that point, I had started, that experience caused me to start drinking, using substances, everything again, and just put me down this hole. Then when the moment that the cops literally pulled my 2-year-old son out of my hands when I was crying and says, "You can't see him," was the moment I got to fix this. And so that was the last day I ever had a drink, was that day. But things happen. I got clean. I did great. I actually met my current wife a few years later, she is the most amazing person. She is my yin to my yang, 100%. And we had great life. Things just were still off. I was still working on me. I didn't work on some of that trauma. And then we get this news. I had been sick for 8-9 months. Nobody could figure it out.
What were you experiencing in the sickness? I was
gaining weight. I had a lot of issues with using the bathroom. All GI issues. I was throwing up. And then, I had a couple hospitalizations where they thought, oh, my gallbladder was failing. Oh, my pancreas is falling. They could never get a test to validate any of it. And then finally, I passed out in a customer's lobby and got taken to the ER. And finally, the correct doctor who cared enough to look was able to find, well, I have to tell you, we found cancer in your colon. And that just hits anybody. My wife had just recently, about 2 years, finished her mom's cancer battle. So she knew what was coming. She had an idea. And mine was very different. Everybody's is very different. I didn't have to end up doing any chemo, which was fantastic. We had multiple surgeries, able to get everything out. I have been in remission now. It will be 24 months in March. So we're there. It's coming. But that was that kicker. Everybody, that life changing. But because of that, I went back to old habits immediately because I didn't know how to deal with things. And I fell down this huge dark hole. I wasn't happy with myself. I couldn't take care of my family. I was scared I wasn't going to be there. What was going to happen if I wasn't to make it? I have, 2 young boys still at home. So March 24th of 2024, literally 1 week before we got the news that I was cancer-free, I attempted suicide. And I survived. I'm here today. And then getting the news a week later that everything was doing, I realized it was time to get help. I had been fighting this battle for way too long. So I sought out and found the most amazing woman. Literally, and I've told her this many times, she saved my life because she was able to be my guide through all the darkness to come into the light. I worked with her and her entire team. Like, she has a team of 6 therapists, and I worked with every single one of them. They all have different skills, and we got through it. I still see her today, which is nice. I only see them quarterly because I don't have to see them 5 days a week.
So, you've described this process that I'm seeing here, and you have this emergence from, the 345 to like, oh, hey, maybe I got this thing called life figured out. I mean, how many? This is so cool to me
true.
because I'm like, oh, how many times, Todd, have you done this? Where it's like you emerge from the 345, the fractured spine, realizing you can't dunk in church ball any longer, right? And then you metamorphose, take on your health, all these things. But life keeps lifing, right?
It does. It doesn't stop.
It's like, right? It's like, whoa. And then, you have this other experience, and then, the habits, and I call them patterns. I don't know why I'm not crazy about the word habits because
habits can be broken very easily.
Yeah,
I don't like habits either.
I call it a pattern, and really it's a neuroplastic pattern. And we can dive into all that stuff too, but we're not going to get too heady here. But it's like, there's these patterns inside of that I have created, where when life starts lifing, they want to drift back in. Yeah, and for me, I know mine, and we all have them. I've decided to put them on my right shoulder, so they don't live inside me any longer. But when life is lifing, they want to drift back. It's like, nope, you get to be right here on my right shoulder as my buddy, as opposed to my destroyer, right? And so you've had these experiences where like, this hits you, and then your pattern sort of comes back. Your pattern you've described as alcoholism and these different things. And so what does that tell you about life?
Well, for me, with everything I've learned is, like you're saying, the patterns or the pathways is how I like to look at it. Is literally when you have traumatic events, your neural pathways break and you can take a completely different course. Like it stops right there. Boom. You have a stop sign. You have to go. You have to choose a direction. Your mind chooses one way or the other, good or bad. And then it creates that new pathway, and that's how it goes. The old one's still there, but you don't know how to get through it because it's blocked. And so with the right therapist, sometimes the right medicine as well to unlock those, you can revisit those intersections in your life and then open that door and go down the correct pathway. You can choose the other pathway at that moment instead of that, and you're putting a block on the bad pathway. It's just like life. You have to make the decisions. You always have a choice. It is the one thing that we control in this life is our choice to do whatever's in front of us. Nobody else makes that for us.
And what happens in CrossFit when you show up there at 5 o'clock in the morning and you choose not to put your shoes on and you choose not to engage in the WOD for the day, and you just kind of sit there? What do you get out of it?
You don't get anything out of it.
So in those moments, I've failed to take action.
You're in the observation mode.
Yeah.
And you're observing your life in front of you. You're not participating in it.
And when you take it on and say, you know what, my deadlifts don't look like that guy's or her or that girl's, but I'm going to take it on anyway in my way. What have you seen with yourself and others with the result? And CrossFit's just an analogy. What do you see in yourself when you actually do it different?
I mean, you see, once you start having the choosing, once you choose what you want out of life, what you want to do, the challenges you want to go through, you can choose the challenges that are in front of you. Depends on if they're good or bad, but you get to choose them. Your life then becomes surrounded by those choices. Once you start choosing things that are healthy for you, once you start choosing things that make you happy, then follows, guess what? Your family is now happier because it's cascading down to them. The waterfall, you're at the top, and then boom, they're at the next level, and it's spreading to them. And then you go down the next level with all your business, your employees, your coworkers. It cascades to them, and they want to make the right choices because they see how it's influencing you. And it's a cascading effect. It's a ripple effect of good choices or bad choices. I mean, you are what you surround yourself with.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's kind of where we're at in life is we're choosing the challenges we want in front of us. And it is, it's challenging right now with everything that we've done, but because of all these things that I've gone through the last few years with my wife and our kids, It has put us on this amazing path. My therapist called me the rocket ship builder. I launched the rocket ship with one rocket, and we're building the rest of them as we're flying in the air.
That's been my experience of you, man. That's how Scotty rolls. Yeah.
We have an idea, and we're just going to run with it, and that's where we're at now. I mean, I decided that I had some life experience that I started talking about that people were very related to. So one day on the lake on a paddleboard, me and my wife said, you know what? Let's start a podcast and just share our stories. That's all we were going to do. We were just going to share our stories. She's 11 years recovered as a heroin addict, hardcore. I mean, she OD'd 3 times. I mean, she's very, very lucky to be here. But we've been through it. And so we just figured there's somebody out there that needed to hear it.
Yeah.
We started doing that.
What's the name of your podcast?
Surviving Life's Pickles.
I like it.
I mean, my grandpa always told me, you got yourself in another pickle. What are you going to do? And it just fit. But because of that, it's opened so many doors. We've met some amazing people. It sent me back to get some schooling. We offer mental health courses now for businesses to teach management how to handle hard situations. We also just launched our nonprofit because of a few people we were introduced to, and they had this idea, and we said, let's do it. Called? So the nonprofit is called Recovery Friendly Workplace of Utah. And it's based on the National Recovery Friendly Institute framework, which is a federal sponsored program. In 2018, this idea was born in New Hampshire, and it grew like wildfire. In 23, it was a national foundation, and then every state has their own. We decided we wanted to be the ones to do it here because nothing had been done in Utah, and so we launched ours based on their framework, and it was official January 1 this year. And we're providing, we want to change the business culture in Utah to support life's challenges. Everybody works with challenges in life: divorce, finances, loss, addiction, injuries. A lot of them don't know how to deal with it. And so we're giving support to the businesses on how to deal with their employees. We're giving support to the employee. We're also giving support to the family members who are affected by it.
It's interesting you bring this up because, how everyone, you have your personal life, and really nobody knows what's going on in someone's personal life, but you have to put on this image when you show up to a workplace because you see what I'm saying? And so as you put on this image of work Scott or Todd Scott or Todd, work Todd, right? Like it's almost as if if there's stuff going on in the background,
you're not 100%.
It's not authentic.
No, and it isn't.
And so to have a work environment where people, there's something going on in this person's life, what would create a authentic experience for them here at the workplace as well?
Or how do we adapt? I mean, our focus as we start this is on the blue car world, specifically construction and mining. Mm-hmm. They have the highest suicide rate out of any industry. Like construction and mining together have more suicides than every other industry out there combined. So,
and what would you say are some of the results of that? Why do those industries have that?
Loneliness is usually at the top because in construction it's lonely. You have a job that you're doing. If you're in heavy equipment, you're in the piece of equipment all day by yourself.
And who's doing most of these jobs, men or women?
It has typically been men, but over the last 3 years, the women's side of the workforce has increased immensely because it's hard to get people now, and there's really good money in it, and women have decided that they enjoy it and they like it and they can do it, and so they're coming in with a force right now, which is great. It's good to see the diversity.
Yeah. Has that changed the dynamic? Have you seen that?
In my opinion, it's changed the dynamic for the worse.
For the worse.
Because the women are adopting the bad habits that the men have in the industry.
Do your thing. Do it your way, not the man's way.
Yes. Yeah. And so those bad habits are being adopted because that's the industry standard. And so we are...
So there again, that's the foundation that you've created.
We're going to change that standard.
I get it. I love it.
Like we are integrating our programs into their daily safety programs. We're integrating it into their OSHA certifications, all these things because they have to have them, but they're not getting trained on how to handle mental crisis. And so we're going to teach them.
You said loneliness.
Yeah.
Or what is in that industry creates the loneliness?
I mean, it is, you're there to do a job. You're not there to work with people.
So it starts with how that industry has sort of, it used to be, you got to be tough.
Yep.
Hey, man have got to be tough.
You got to man up or
You
don't
gotta
come.
man up or someone's going to clobber you.
Yep.
Also, how about like bullying?
Yep. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
I mean, long story short that we didn't even talk about, that's what happened to me when I went through my stuff. That's why I separated from our employees the way we did, is because when I went to them and told them what had happened, they looked at me and says, we don't know how to help you.
So all of these things happen, and all of this energy is out there when it comes to men, and we'll talk about men because you and I are men, wanting to be a man, and construction and mining and truckers. And, I grew up, I'm not talking about me, but I know truckers.
Yeah.
Okay. I know auto body and fender guys. I know all of that world. And it's a
hard world.
It's an FU world.
Yeah.
Right. And so what is it about men that gravitates to that toughness? And granted, being a man, it's important that we don't get walked on, but this feeling of having to be tough and then belittling those that are not as tough. What is that thing? What is that?
It's hard to explain because for every man is different.
Yeah.
But our age group, that's how we were raised at home. The man of the house took all of the hard stuff. Mom was sweet, mom was caring, mom was loving. That's what she handled. The man handled all the hard stuff, and you had to be strong to handle that. And that's always gone over onto that side in the place of work, is the men are the strong ones. The men are the ones who don't break down. The men are the ones who can do the hard jobs, when in reality, we're just as vulnerable as anybody else. And we don't share it.
Loneliness. You said the suicide word, those types of things.
Addictions.
And so what would you say for men then? What is some of the, you've been doing it, my experience with you over the last few years. There's something about communicating. Having a place where you can come to I love the image of our Aboriginal brothers and sisters sitting around the fire, just having conversations in the evening, and having a place where they could come and chat. Maybe that's what interests me a lot about podcasting is it's like, let's just have a chat.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, after the chats, podcast is my favorite day. And it's because I feel like we can have a conversation that's authentic and grounding. And I can hear wisdom from others. And maybe it's time for men to come back around the fire and talk about what they're experiencing. And does that take away from their toughness?
No, it makes them tougher. I mean, if you want to be a real man, I had this conversation with a very well-respected individual in the industry this week, is if you're a true tough guy, you are the vulnerable guy who is not afraid to cry in front of your coworkers, and you're the guy who's going to step up and help somebody when you can see they're struggling. You're not just going to turn the other way and walk away because it's not just their personal problem. It's everybody's, and you're there to support them.
Yeah. So I love that, man.
And you say creating a space. I've had a customer and a good friend for a handful of years now. We've had a lot of conversations over the last couple of years, me and him, and he was that guy who never shared, never did anything. And he has a pretty high up job in a construction company. His office door now says, if you have problems, this is the place to share. And it is an open door. And that phrase on his door has changed the entire environment at his office.
And do people take him up on that?
Absolutely. It took a little while.
That's what
He had to show them it was okay. And once a few of them tested the waters, word spread that, you know what, he's a safe place to go talk if you need anything. And it's just, you have to be the one to take that first step. You have to be the one to be the most vulnerable at first. Because once you are that vulnerable person, amazing things will happen around you.
And in the moment there's vulnerability, what happens with trust?
Trust goes, it skyrockets because you're being the real person that you're supposed to be. And you just gained all the trust in the world because you were brave enough to tell them hard things.
Yeah. And I call it feedback. It's just feedback.
It is.
It's like, well, what would you like to do about that?
Yeah. It really is just that, and I'll promote this. This is my little mantra this year is be the listener. Sometimes you just need to sit in the chair and nod your head and agree with them. You don't have to give them advice. You don't have to give them your opinion. They just want validation that somebody is listening to them.
And what's been your experience? Now, let me ask you this question, because this is interesting to me. What has been your experience with advice?
Advice to me now is different than it used to be. Advice to me now is just one person's opinion. Just take their opinion, break it down. If there's useful information in it, use it. If it's not, guess what? Just let it slide off the shoulder and keep going if it doesn't benefit you.
And historically, before the now, how did you see advice?
If somebody told me their opinion or their advice, I would run to exactly what they said. I would do no research on it. Hey, this person, I guess I trust them. I'm going to do everything they just said.
And then what was the result?
It would never went well. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 times.
And so to give people answers, to me, is against the law of free will and choice. Yeah. Because if I sit here and give you advice,
it may work for you.
Has that been my experience?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
What I really love is the question. Hey, Scotty, what does it feel like to be you?
Yeah.
To me, that's the most amazing question, because no one in the history of existence has ever had the Scott Martin experience other than you.
No.
And now that, to me, is the most interesting thing of all.
Yeah. I mean, to piggyback that, I've been diving down this Eminem hole this last couple weeks. A lot of his songs are very...
I thought you were talking about the candy.
No, it's candy. Just kidding. I do have a peanut inside me, but that's a whole different story.
Oh, that's next.
But he is very discredited and not given enough credit where credit is due for a lot of the stuff he's wrote and a lot of the stuff he's been through. But he wrote on a song called Beautiful. It was about the city of Detroit. But in that song, he says, God gave you one pair of shoes, and that pair of shoes fits you. Doesn't fit anybody else. So wear your pair of shoes.
Amen. And have you heard people break his songs down into ballads?
Oh, yeah.
They are
they're
goosies.
Yeah, I tell you, he's on my bucket list. If I can ever meet him, I just want to shake his hand and say thank you. That's all I want to do. He has done, he's been through it, he's done it. He doesn't get the credit, and he really is an amazing, talented human being. Maybe I don't agree with a lot of his other life choices, but that's fine. That's his choices. I do agree with his message.
Yeah, it's his shoes.
It's his experience that he's sharing with the world.
Yeah, I love it. And that's what I was saying about you. I mean, that's what I love about these conversations, because I would love to hear what Scott has experienced, because I know what I've experienced. And I'm like, you know what? Todd, you're not that cool, but I would love to hear what Lily has to say, or Marlene has to say, or Anna has, because that's like, oh yeah, I hear what Scott's saying, and I see how that my life in many ways parallels his experience. Mm-hmm. And in the moment that happens, I have empathy and compassion for your experience.
And some understanding.
And I learned something.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
Yeah. So, well, that's what all about life is. And now that I know this, that life is just the journey, that you're learning the good, the bad, you get to choose the journey. It's so enjoyable and it's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Last week, my buddy Randy was on. He talked about how easy it is.
It's true. Life becomes easy once you start making those decisions for you.
Yeah.
You get to choose. I mean, the biggest thing is, okay, guess what? Financial story. I mean, last December, this time last year, I was bankrupt. I had no money in my account. I had no job. And I decided I did not want to live that way anymore. Now I have 2 businesses and a nonprofit. I have money in my bank account and I'm 100% debt free. And I did that all in 12 months because I chose to. And that's my message to anybody. It does not matter how big the mountain is you have to climb. If you choose to climb it, the hard decision is already over. Go for it.
Yeah, my you have, it's like, and if you attempt to climb that mountain in one step, what happens?
You fall. And you don't make it.
Is it even doable?
It's taking the steps. And the other thing with climbing the mountain is make sure you have the proper tools and gear to do it safely. If you don't have the training, find somebody who can teach you. If you don't have the tools, find out what's required. If you need a guide to do it, find that person to guide you. There's people like yourself. You've helped and done some life coaching stuff throughout the years, and you've helped people. You've been that guide. There's lots of people, myself included, that I would sit down with anybody and tell me your story, tell me what your goals are, and let's see if we can figure out a map.
Yeah. You have to meet my buddy Michael Stidham. He's been on the show. So he was on. He talks about this because again, parallels, right? I mean, very, very lots of things. And he went through this process of self-realization, all this stuff, and he was so excited. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna the little things, like I'm gonna brush my teeth left-handed.
Yeah.
Instead of, and I'm like, that's. And he's like, I began to put my pants on the opposite leg, and I would jump off the bed and he would just begin to do things
different because he chose to.
And it changed that neuroplasticity of his patterns of self-destruction and all the alcoholism and drugs and all this stuff. It's like he just, little bits. And you say in 12 months, look at the result. Well, you made a choice. And, that to me, the word for the week that we've talked about here in the clinic is courage. It takes tremendous courage, in my humble opinion, to make a different choice.
Yeah.
And to stick with it.
Yeah. Well,
and so good on you, brother.
It's that courage to make that decision. And I mean, you inspired me to say this. So we recently released an episode of the first year. We are not New Year's resolution people. Yeah. I do not like that word. Most people I talk to actually don't like that word.
I don't know why.
But resolution, all it means is change.
Yeah.
And so what we did is we threw out a challenge to everybody, and it involves courage. We call it the Triple R Challenge of 2026. The Triple R stands for recognize something in your life that you want to change, then release it. Release either the habit, release the situation, release whatever is holding you back, so that then you can use the third R, which is replace it with the right choice. So it's the courage to actually be vulnerable enough with yourself to recognize there's a problem, release the problem, and replace it with something good.
Love it. And it was in the way in this morning, I'm like, I was talking to myself, which I do frequently. And if we're all honest, we probably all talk.
I just talk to myself now. I turn on my notes and I write it down. That's how I journal. So yes.
I'm like, what is it, Todd? I ask myself these questions that you love about being wrong. And because I've played the game of always wanting to be right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I went through, it's like doctors always want to be right. And so I've decided this year, I love being, and I don't want to use the word wrong in a way that it's like,
you love the challenge of learning from something.
Because in the moment I'm incorrect about something, I'll say that. I love the curiosity that comes from asking more questions about that. Yeah. I've been in health and wellness for so many years, and so I've all these new people ask me about supplement, all these things. I'm like, and then I tell them what the books have said or what I've learned. You know what? You know what I tell them now?
You need to figure out what works for you.
Would it work for you to go find this answer on your own? And then what you find, would you share it with me? Because guess what? I might learn something.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah. And
You when you say these things, like replace it with somebody else. My buddy Mike's did them. He's like, Todd, put your pants on the other leg. I'm like, oh. Instead of wanting to be right, I would love to experience, and when I'm incorrect, that curiosity, that inquisitiveness, and to me, it's an open door as opposed to a closed door. Yeah. And I was wondering what the world would be like if we literally celebrated
failure.
I
mean, that's my whole thing. Embrace the pain.
Yeah.
I look forward to failing because what am I going to learn from it this time?
Yeah. How exciting.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, good. You drop the ball again, Todd. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to do this. Makes it. It's just this. To me, it's so much more fun, and it's inquisitive, and it's like, oh, hey, I see that a little bit different because of the conversation I had with Scott Martin. It's for men in particular, and I think ladies too. It's time to come to me. It's like this fire pit. Let's start a
come
fire.
to the table and have a conversation. And people, I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way. Don't set out to screw up. Like, don't intentionally go to do something wrong so you can learn from it. No, do it, but don't be upset if it doesn't go the way you were hoping. Learn from it because you might have been wrong in how to implement something and learn how to do it better along the way. So
yeah, it's the exploration of the unknown.
That's why astronauts love going to space, because guess what? They get to explore things that nobody else have ever done.
Have you ever watched Star Trek?
Oh yeah.
What was back in the day, Captain Kirk, right? They'd be getting ready. They were like, they just had this crazy experience that they came through and they survived, right? Like the Klingons were boarding the ship or whatever, and they're getting fired by light torpedoes. And as soon as they overcome the battle, what happens? They're sitting in there.
And they do a recap.
And they talk about it, and everybody's like, hey, teammate. And as soon as they've come through, Captain Kirk, he says, engage. And they go to light speed. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
But the word he always says is engage. Take action. Here we go again to was it Infinity and that's a different show, right? But it's like, let's go, because even if you have clear intention about something, you're starting a business, you're starting your podcast, all these things. Is there going to be moments of failure?
Absolutely.
But is it going to be moments of victory?
Oh yeah. Because with failure becomes bigger victories.
Yeah. So much fun, man.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, really, when we met in 2015, would you ever have thought we'd be sitting here and I would be now completely engulfed in the mental health world and nonprofits and all this stuff? I mean, I
have a super cool beard.
Yeah. The wife, she trimmed some length off of it this week. She took almost an inch and a half off. She's like, it's too long.
I've been watching these TikToks where the guy goes in, he's got these, and they go in and shave it off, and then they walk into their loved one for the first time, and they're
like, who is this person?
Who's this person?
No, my boys threatened my life that if I ever came out, because I shaved it off about 2 years ago. I haven't shaved it in 2 years. And they said, Dad, if you ever shave that off again, we are not staying at your house. We don't know who that guy is.
I love it. Isn't it fun? So, well, bless your soul, my friend. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This is wonderful.
I love, like I said, you're in my divine brotherhood, and you go off on your journey, and you come back, and you share around the fire, and we learn things along the way. I love what you're doing. Share with us again how people can find you. Tell us again your name of your foundation.
Yeah, so the foundation is called Recovery Friendly Workplace of Utah. Again, we just launched it. We are in the middle of building the website and all this information. If you have interest, if you work for a business, or if you're an employee, if you're a business owner and you're interested in it, the easiest way right now is to go to my personal website, which is survivinglifespickles.com. Hit the contact button. You can reach me by email, is usually the best. My phone number's on there as well. Reach out to me. We'll set up a meeting to talk about it. And then if you enjoy Todd's podcast, check out ours. We're pretty similar. Yeah. We dive in a little bit heavier stuff a lot of the time, but we love it. And we're trying to just do the same thing, is provide information to the community.
And so Surviving Life's Pickles is the name of the podcast. Are you guys
Yep.
on Spotify?
We are on every major platform.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Check them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this again.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun. You know,
You need to come on ours, and
Hey,
we'll have a good time now.
We'll figure that time out. I'd love to chat it up some more around the fire. So,
It'll be great.
Yeah, grateful, man. Thank you for your friendship, your wisdom, your vulnerability. Honestly, sharing your experiences, and I do 100% agree with you that as men come from, it's great to be a tough man, being powerful, and I would say, instead of tough, I love the word powerful.
Yeah. Well,
and to do that, it takes great vulnerability, and in the moment the toughness fades, the vulnerability comes out, the power literally shows up, and thanks for being that. Man.
Thank you. And I mean, the message is, you know what? Power comes from vulnerability and honesty. That's a true person right there. Yeah. Man or woman.
Yes. Amen. So, thank you. We'll do this again, and
look forward to it.
come back on. We'll see where we go.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Thank
buddy.
you.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in to Two Thumbs Up Podcast. We love you. Check us out wherever you check us out, and we'll see you down the road. Thank you.